Alright, so this is my 1994 Honda CBR600. Chassis code PC25, I think. It's a work in progress. The guy who had it before had it completely messed up, so I had to go through it and do a lot of changes to it. But at the same time, I did not like how the old seat looked like. They're all big and the proportions just wrong. So I figured I'd cut it up and put a cafe racer seat on it. I made a rear hoop for it. Put tail lights and integrated signals. It's just off of Amazon or eBay. It was, I don't know, $20 maybe. Turn signals on the sides too, just for extra safety. It's got an aftermarket pipe on it. It was this long before, and now I cut it and riveted it and everything. Took off the rear passenger pegs, so I had to make a mount for the exhaust that runs from here to the swing arm. I had to put these regular touring bike pegs on it because the guy who had it before completely messed up and cracked that one. So you can't really use the sport bike ones. What else? I am redoing the whole harness basically. So I took all the crazy wires that the guy had done, spliced and all that, and redid it. And it looks pretty good. And at the same time, I figured, having all those wires up there in front of the bike would not really help me out because it would look like crap. So I moved them all the way down. So I'm moving the harness instead of it coming all the way up here and being in the way. I figured I extend it and rewire it so that I can have the wiring harness tucked up under here. So the fuse box on the CBR600 F2 is at 94. Is normally, the fuse box is normally here, and like a relay is normally here, so I moved those back down here, so you don't have your fuse box here. 10-amp fuses, and the other relay, whatever that is, I don't remember what it is exactly, but it could be the flasher or something for the lights, I don't remember. The ECU is supposed to be mounted here. I moved it over to the battery tray, and I also wired all the other lights and stuff and put this little tray here. That way I wouldn't have to put an actual mud guard on here, so it looks alright. If you have a CBR600 and you want to buy a radiator cap that is cheap, instead of spending the one from Honda that is going to like $18 or something like that, this is a Mazda Miata. I think it's a 94. It's going to be like a 1.8 Miata radiator cap, and it fits just fine. The front end of this bike, I had a parts bike, which was a 2001 maybe, 2001 CBR600 F4, the carbureted version, and I took the front end. So the shocks, the brakes, everything is off of that bike. This is a used tire that I had sitting around, and I figured I'd use it. And because the other one that was on here was completely shot. One of my friends will help me do it. So the next thing I'm gonna do now is cut all this mess off and figure out how to mount a headlight here. I might cut this right here and drill some holes and bolt on some piece of metal that'll come to the headlight. And then I'm going to have two smaller LED lights in front, just so I can have a little bit more light when I ride at night. Yeah, all the front brakes and all this is off the CBR600 from 2000. So this whole front end, bearings in the stem, steering head, all from 2000 or 2001. The seat I'm using is a brown seat. I got it off of Amazon, maybe, I think. Let me see if I can put it on here, so you can have an idea what it's gonna look like. So it doesn't look bad. Looks pretty decent. I just gotta keep working on it. The chain is pretty new. It needs to be cleaned. Needs a new battery soon. And I'm gonna repaint the tank and fix whatever that is. The radiator fan did not work, so I put a little switch. I gotta rewire these wires and hide them somewhere. I'm not sure where I'm gonna hide them yet, but I put this little switch in here, so yeah, it switches up, run the fan. So as soon as I turn the bike on, I just turn the fans on to keep it from overheating. I got a new thermostatic switch here, but it did not work, so I'm not sure what the problem is because the wires work fine. The coolant temp sensor is actually down here, so the sensor works, and that's how I figured out it was overheating. So it works fine. Oh, what else? So the headlight that I'm gonna use is just a regular motorcycle headlight off of eBay or Amazon, whichever one. Don't quite remember. Just a 3-pin, just like a regular car light. And then I got a front fender for the bike that I'm gonna put on. This is the gauge cluster that's originally on the bike. What I'm going to do is cut the speedo out. So I'll cut the speedometer out and keep the RPMs and the temp gauge and the all light, turn signals, neutral light, high beam. For the speedo, I'm going to use a mountain bike. Speedo, which is this one. I've done it before. They work perfectly fine. I might wire an LED on it so that I can see it at night, so that I don't get pulled over going too fast. These are gonna be the front turn signals. I haven't put those in yet. These are the original bulbs, just big freaking things. Nobody needs those. But yeah, that's pretty much it. One of my friends allowed me to use his shops in Ohio to work on my bike. But yeah, the things that I have done on the wiring harness, this is for the horn, so it'll go over here. This feeds the running lights, so it will run running lights in the back, because I had running lights in the rear, in the front, but the rear ones were not coming on, which I wasn't sure what was happening. So I just took signal from the front, running through a relay, so I can feed the rear turn signal so they can turn on when I turn the bike on. This goes to the gauge cluster, same as this, and then I also wired in the headlight connector. Then this is I think left turn signal and right turn signal front. Yeah, I have a APE cam tensioner. If you have a CBR, that is a must. You need to have one of these because they rattle and make all sorts of noises and become really messed up if you don't use that. I relocated I relocated this a rectifier or whatever this, I don't remember what. Yeah, I think it's a rectifier. That's what it is. Normally this piece right here is normally up about yay high, but it was digging into the seat. So I figured I twist it down a little bit, drill a hose and tap it and put it on here, because you need the heat sink, because this thing gets really hot. That wire came like that from the last owner of the bike. He didn't want to constantly pull in the clutch and the kickstand to be able to start the bike, so he just did that, and I'm not gonna mess with it. I'm just gonna probably tape it or something. What else have I done to the bike? That's about it so far. I need to do an oil change and finish up the wiring, and it should be ready to ride. So it's a decent looking bike. It's pretty loud. I could try to start it right now, see if it will run. So, like I was saying, the fan doesn't work, but when you flick the switch right here, and I flip this switch, so yeah, the fan runs. If you turn the switch off, the fan turns off. Flip the switch down. Good, so he doesn't overheat. But yeah. So and all the lights should work perfectly fine, I think. It's a good running bike at the moment. We'll have to figure out if there's anything else wrong with it. Right now the choke is on, so it idles up a little bit higher. That's it idling without the choke, so. It idles alright. It's not too bad. But yeah, it's a project that I'm still working on. I will post more updates on what I got going, depending on when I finish it. Yep. So the CBR600 1994 EC25. I think that's the engine code. I don't remember. I have to look it up again. No, it's just a Harley Sportster. Don't worry about it. It's gonna need new brakes. I forgot about that. It will need new brakes. And I'm in Ohio. I have a motorcycle I'm selling. I have a Katana 600 that needs a chain and rear brakes, and front brakes probably. $4,000 if you want one. It's really clean. Send me a message or whatever, and I'll send you some pictures of the bike. But yeah, CBR600 1994. It's work in progress.